We tend to think of hobbies as just nice little extras in life, right? Something we do if we happen to find a spare moment. But what if they're more than that? What if they're actually a crucial part of our health? What if picking up a paintbrush or a garden trowel or even a guitar is one of the most powerful things you can do for your well-being? Today, we're diving into the science of a good hobby. So there's this really cool idea from a British physician, Sir Muir Gray. He said that alongside our official healthcare systems, we all need our own personal, natural health service. These are the activities that we ourselves choose to keep us healthy and happy. It's a pretty powerful thought, isn't it? That our health isn't just something a doctor gives us, but something we can actually build for ourselves. Okay, so is this just a feel-good saying, or is there some real, hard science to back it up? Does spending time on our passions actually lead to measurable health benefits? Well, that's exactly what we're going to find out. To really get into this, we first have to be super clear on what we even mean by a hobby. Because let's be honest, not all free time is created equal. So here's the thing. According to the research, a real hobby isn't just about killing time. It's something you do regularly, just for the love of it. And this part's key. It involves getting better at something. You're practicing, you're learning, you're building a skill over time. And this is where the big difference lies. On one side, you've got passive stuff, like binge watching a series or scrolling through your phone. You're basically just consuming content. But on the other side, you have active hobbies, where you're actually creating something or learning something or connecting with people. And that distinction right there is the secret to all the health benefits we're about to talk about. So what's actually happening inside our heads when we're deep into one of these active hobbies? Well, the research is pretty amazing. It turns out we can actually rewire our brains for the better. And this isn't just theory. Let's talk about a real person. Meet Marcia Trenholm. She's 68, retired, and she spends her time volunteering to help people find lost pension benefits. It's tricky work, but she says it gives her this incredible sense of purpose and leaves her feeling totally engaged and energized. Marcia's story? It's not a one-off. It's backed up by some serious data. A huge study found that for older adults, simply having a hobby was linked to a 32% lower chance of developing depression. Think about that. These activities are like a protective shield for our mental health. But here's where it gets really wild. For people in that same study who were already dealing with depression, taking up a hobby, it increased their odds of recovery by a staggering 272%. That's not just prevention, that's a powerful tool for getting better. And it's not just about fighting off the bad stuff. It's about boosting the good stuff too. Get this. Another study found that people who garden every single day report a 6.6% higher sense of well-being than people who don't garden at all. Hobbies actively make us feel better about our lives. Now, you might be wondering where these numbers are coming from. Well, they're not just pulled out of thin air. They're the result of massive reviews where scientists looked at over 1,000 different studies to find the best, most solid evidence. So yeah, these findings are the real deal. Okay, so our minds get a boost, but the benefits don't stop there. They show up in our physical health too, and in some pretty surprising ways. When we think workout, we usually picture a gym, right? Treadmills, weights, all that. But what if I told you that's not the whole story? A lot of hobbies are actually a fantastic workout, and you don't even realize it. Just take a look at this. It's kind of mind-blowing. In just 30 minutes, you can burn about the same number of calories gardening as you would playing badminton or doing yoga. It's proof that you can get your physical activity from something you absolutely love to do. And all of this activity, this movement, it adds up to some seriously huge long-term benefits. We're talking about better heart health, lower blood pressure, a reduced risk of dying early, a longer life, and even a lower risk of cognitive decline as we get older. But the mental and physical stuff, that's only part of the story. Hobbies also tap into something else, something that might just be one of the most important things for our overall health. They help protect us from a huge and honestly pretty silent threat to our well-being, a threat that has a massive negative impact on our physical health. Loneliness. Yeah. More and more research shows that being socially isolated is a major health risk. And it turns out hobbies are one of the best antidotes out there. So why are they so good at this? Well, it's pretty simple actually. Hobbies give us a natural reason to connect with other people. You join a book club, a hiking group, a choir, whatever it is, and bam, you're suddenly surrounded by people who share your passion. It's an instant conversation starter, and it's how we build those communities that are so vital for our health. Okay, so at this point, you're probably sold, right? The benefits are clear. The mental boost, the physical perks, the social connection, it's a win-win-win. But the big question is, how do you actually get started? How do you find the right thing for you? Well, researchers have a pretty simple 3-step plan. First, just think about what's really important to you. What are your core values? Is it creativity, learning, being part of a community? Step 2, find an activity that lines up with that value. And step 3, just start with 2 hours a week. That's it. Study after study suggests that 2 hours a week is the sweet spot where you really start to see those health benefits kick. So this brings us right back to where we started. A hobby isn't just a way to kill time. It is, in a very real, very scientific way, your own personal natural health service. It's a tool you can use right now to build a healthier, happier, and more connected life for yourself. And that's what I want to leave you with. It doesn't have to be some giant life change. Just think about your schedule. Where is there 1 hour? What's just 1 hour this week that you could carve out for yourself, for your own purposeful play? Because the science is clear. It could be one of the best investments you ever make.